y'all. Make some more noise. Oh my God, so good. I love that intimate version of the songs too, like kind of acoustic, scaled back. It was cute.
It's very cute.
Did you enjoy doing that?
Can you guys hear me? Yeah, you can.
Can you hear? Yeah. First of all, I have to just get this out of the way. I have a big problem with your album. It's so good that it's hard for me to listen to other music. And that's my job, is to listen to a lot of music. Because I can't just play Sia Gray on Morning Becomes Eclectic every day. Or else they'll think you're like paying me or something. But
which I am.
We can talk after this. No, but honestly, like it's just so good. I'm so excited about it. It makes me excited about music. It makes me feel young again. Not that I'm not young, but I feel like I'm like, I don't know, going through like some emo, like early 20s angst in like the most beautiful way. And just thank you for it, honestly. It's like, I just have it on repeat, and it makes me happy. So,
that's so sweet.
Thank you for being here. We're really excited you're here, if you can't
tell.
Thanks
for having me.
Honestly, the album kind of caught me off guard because I was already like a fan of what you were up to. I've described you before on the radio as someone who like kind of takes a collage approach to what you do, and they'll be like, I don't even know, sounds that you get from various places. But this one, it just feels this album feels more cohesive, and like there's melodies and lyrics that I can remember when I leave it. And I'm curious if, you know, as compared to like QWERTY 1 and 2, if you're like, okay, I'm gonna write my debut album and make it, if you were intentionally doing that, kind of like honing in, not losing anything. It still sounds like you. It's not compromised. It's refined, and I'm wondering if that was like intentional.
Honestly, I feel like it's my first album. Mm-hmm. Like okay. I know I've put out a lot of shit.
Bleep.
And beep. But honestly, I've just been putting out experiments. Mm-hmm. Like I've just been sampling and getting my like production together and little collages of moments that I felt. And so this was the first album that I was like, I'm gonna make a record and finish ideas rather than just like putting the ideas out, you know? Yeah. So I guess in some ways it's intentional. I make music in a really weird way, so it's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like I can't really intellectualize it after it's made. I'm just like, I black out a bit. But yeah, I don't know, it was like a challenge. Like I was like, what happens if I just take this idea and I finish it all the way rather than just like put it in my MPC and just be like, boop, boop, you know what I mean? And start like sampling shit.
Yeah. Did you work with the band more too to finish the songs than before?
I wrote the songs. I had some of them like 80%, and then John Mavro helped me a lot. Just get some lyrics finished, and I had like some of them I had like 25%. You know, some of them were 100. Like Heartbreak Wake, 10 Ways was just done. But yeah, I don't know. It was like I had a guitar on a trip to Japan and California, and I just finished the shit.
Yeah. I just keep thinking of the bleeps that we're gonna have to do.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Do your thing. Be you. It's interesting you say, too, that you black out, because I've heard artists say similar things. Sometimes they say things like God is just kind of like speaking through them. It's not such like an intellectual thing. It's more of like a feeling or an like otherworldly thing almost. Is that sort of like what happens to you, too?
Yes, 100%.
Like, yeah.
Music is like 5% of my day, of my life, you know? And it kind of comes in, and when it comes in, it has to come out, and then every other moment of my day is just cats and rollerblading.
Cats and rollerblading. How many cats do you have?
Now I have 6. There was a moment I had like 10.
Yeah.
But, you know, a girl's got to stop. It's a healthy addiction. It's my charity.
What'd you say?
It's my own charity. Personal charity.
And you produced most of your album and like most of your work in general, right? Yeah. And I can tell that there's like a lot of layers and ideas. I mean, I've heard some of the tracks have like 400 stems going on there.
Stems, yeah. I maxed out like 3 Logic sessions. If anybody's a producer, that was insane.
So that's just imagine like 400 things that have been recorded on top of each other. If you're not a music producer,
it's actually way too much. Like nobody needs that much. That's something I learned the hard way by me editing them and having like my computer be like, like literally I was like trying to open Logic and it was just like Wheel of Death.
So then how do you know when it's done?
You don't. You kind of just finish it. You just have to finish it. You have to make yourself a deadline. Otherwise, like, you'll just be in analysis paralysis for the rest of your life in fear. You know what I mean?
You've been working basically your whole life as a musician. You came up in a musical family. You're performing with artists like Daniel Caesar, Willow, etc. And now you're here at the front. I mean, you're on stage. People are like screaming back your lyrics to you. How does that feel?
It's crazy. It's crazy. I feel like I have to be reminded by my best friends that I'm in the front all the time. They're like, yo, you're the boss, bitch. You gotta nip it in the bud. You know what I mean? They're like, you gotta call the shots, you know? So, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I haven't really thought of it until now. Honestly, it's been really mindless and amazing, and it's been like a really long journey to get here. So now people are paying attention, and I'm really grateful, you know, because I know what it's like to struggle, really.
Struggle, wow, yeah. Is this a feeling that you're like, I want more of this? Or do you want to go back to the background?
I just want to be able to pay for like the finest cat food and, you know what I mean, just like be able to maintain a healthy life and pay my rent and, you know what I mean, and keep making art that's going to allow people to feel free, you know, in their daily life, because I feel like I didn't really have that. So it's something that's important to me.
Who was the first person that you made music with?
I come from a musical family, so probably my brother or like, you know, someone in my family, my uncles or my dad maybe. My dad was a trumpet player. My mom was a classical piano teacher, so I don't have an answer to that question. I was probably like straight out of the womb, like in a sack still, like on the piano, just like rolling along the keys. Just like...
That is a wild image right there. That's the next music video.
The visual is so disgusting. Just like fluid.
I love that. And you say that like quickly. Like my dad was a trumpet player. My mom was like a piano teacher. But I mean, they were doing some really cool stuff. I mean, your dad was playing with some big names. Your mom was like the go-to piano teacher in your city, right? Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, like seeing my dad play with like Aretha when I was 10.
That'd be Artha Franklin. Just saying.
He was like lead trumpet, just like squeaking, you know, and it's amazing. He was like, yeah, she brings all her cash from the show. Like that's what the only thing he told me. He was like, yo, that bag is cash. That's what she got paid for the show, that show, you know. I just thought that was so inspiring, you know, as a kid. I was like, hell yeah, get your cash, bitch.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah.
That must have been, I mean,
cool.
You were playing with them. I mean, you learned obviously music from your parents and your dad, but you must have learned some interesting things about like being in a band and thinking about when am I supposed to get paid and like that kind of stuff too, right?
Yeah, I mean, playing behind people is not easy. It's like a working a bank job at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You got to wear black, you got to have your hair up, men tell you how to look. People are creeping on you, talking about your butt. It's just like constant. It's constant.
How do you deal with that kind of energy? I mean, I don't. Negative.
I'm here now.
Yeah, they.
Do you know what I mean? You have to leave the shit that you don't want, you know, in order to get what you do. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave you soon. That shit's about.
And you left and you came to California, as you mentioned earlier. You did a road trip, I heard, across California. Like, California. We're here in California, so we want to know about this California adventure.
I mean, I lived in California all last year. Shout out Palmer, you're here. You helped me a lot. I lived here until the fires, and it was incredible. And I've lived in the UK. I've lived all over the place. But this record was really inspired by like road trips and transitions and just having that like change, like what you were saying, like you're having a moment of transition, you know. And so I wanted to like encapsulate that in an album. So for anybody leaving a situation or leaving or through a breakup or just moved or is in an isolation time of like self, the fertile void. The fertile void is what we call it, me and Claire.
Fertile void.
She's like,
Claire's on the side.
Just an album for that, the transitions and changes.
Do you think your album picked up any sounds of California or like a vibe of it?
Honestly, the only one that really reminds me of it is Puddle. Because that was like, I wrote it on like this mini guitar that was like this big. And we were just driving like
you
all
and the
way.
Guitar.
Me and the guitar.
Does the guitar have a name?
No, ew, it needs to though, because it's like, it's like Ted or something. It's just like tiny. Anyway.
Maybe that's what it is.
Hopefully there's no Teds in the crowd. But yeah, no, I think Puddle, because it was just like the sounds of the rolling hills when you're driving up to San Francisco, and it's like, and you're just like hitting turns and then just like fucking ocean and mountainscape and just like, you know, it's just so beautiful. So I wanted to have like something that was just like, you know, that's the motion of the Sonics.
Yeah. It's like, there's a song from Canned Heat that's like, going up the country, run around. That's like, that to me is like a California on the road song.
Yeah, it's just so California to me.
Puddle of Me's right there with it.
Yeah.
Also, Lie Down, when I first heard that one, at the end, I was like, ooh, this would sound amazing with a choir. Have you considered doing that with your music?
Well, I did it in Toronto with Charlotte Day Wilson. She did an amazing Roy Thompson Hall show with the TSO, and we did Lie Down, and it was fucking epic. It was crazy. It was a, 10-piece choir and a massive orchestra, so hopefully there'll be footage because it was so cute. It was really cool.
I mean, it's incredible. You do create, choirs with the harmonies, all those layers, I guess, as you say.
Too many layers.
It's
traumatizing.
Does the choir inspo come from Aretha or your time in the Jamaican Episcopal Church that you played in?
I used to play in a lot of gospel churches as a bass player. It's random. But I don't know. I picked up a lot of stuff from gospel music and R&B and playing with R&B artists and listening to a lot of R&B and jazz, really. You know, choir, a lot of even classical music as well.
Yeah. This moment is so cool to meet you in because it does feel like it's the beginning of something else for you. So we're really happy to have you here and curious about what you're seeing for yourself next.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really thought that far. It's weird now I get recognized in Toronto and it's that part of it's really weird for me because it's just I know it's always been about the music. So when it changes and it becomes about the fame, I get a bit, flighty. So we'll see. I might disappear.
Yeah. Okay, so where do you never want to go?
Where do I never want to go? What do you mean, as spiritually or?
Yeah.
I really would hate to see myself turn into a basic bitch. Because honestly, the pull is real. If you go on Instagram, that shit's actually real. I look at one person with ass injections and I'm like, do I need ass injections? That shit's really, 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 really real. So I stay off that shit. And you gotta stay with your tribe.
Yep.
Stay uninfluenced. And that's what I'm telling myself.
I love that. Mic drop. Saya Gray, thank you so much for being here at KCRW. Yep.
Thanks, y'all. Sorry about that.
No, thank you. Woo! And that is Saya Gray. Scream more, scream more.